Joining us now live on the South Shores Morning News, we have the Plymouth County Register of Deeds, John Buckley. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Christine. Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. And, I always like to check these numbers with you and see what's happening with the local real estate market, particularly Plymouth County here. And it looks like for the month of September, because we're talking about last month, recordings just a little bit slower at the registry.
Yeah, we typically see a slowdown as we get into the autumn and early winter months, and that is what we're seeing this year.
What about anything with interest rates? Is that going to change things even more, or do you think this is going to be steady through like Christmas holidays?
There was a drop in the federal funds rate. We haven't really seen it impact our recordings at this point. It was a very small amount, 0.25%, and we'll see what happens as we go through the next couple of months, whether there'll be another cut or whether we'll ride out the present cut. But for now, it really hasn't had much of an impact. Still have low inventory, high prices, and a lot of people that want to stay in place.
Right, and I was looking through all the different statistics here. A lot of things still increasing, including, which still amazes me, the average sale price in 2025 of real estate here in Plymouth County. After it hit that 700,000 mark, that's just astronomical to me.
Yeah, the interesting part was for the month that we actually did see a slight drop in the month on the average sale price from 744,067 in August to 712 in September. And I know that's pretty typical of what's going on, but prices are very, very high, horrible opportunities for first-time home buyers.
Seems like it's almost impossible. Now, something that you also highlight every month, which we love to talk about, some of these historic documents going back to the old Plymouth colony. This month, the document this is different. This has to do with the person named Love and a letter.
Yeah, it's different in a couple of ways. It's a 1656 document where a famous name, Jonathan Brewster, recognized that his brother had passed away, and his brother's wife, his sister-in-law, Sarah Brewster, and that he was leaving for England. So he granted some land that he'd come in inherited to his niece, and it was done in the form of a letter, not in the form of a deed. We wouldn't have accepted it probably today, but back in those days, they just allowed it to go on record, and it transferred interest from him to his niece.
And isn't that kind of unusual, too, about actually giving property to women like that?
Yeah, well, I think there was a time in their life when the daughter, because of the death of her father, was having trouble dealing with it. And so I think he really wanted to take care of his niece and her improvement in her spiritual and temporal things, is how he put it. And by giving her access to land, it was a big deal at the time.
Now, wasn't his brother's name actually Love?
His deceased brother's name was Love.
How can you go wrong with a name like that?
Well, a lot of names at the time were very religious.
Absolutely. A lot of constance and purity, but I don't think I've seen Love before. Again, one more reason why I love looking at these documents and hearing about them. When can people see this?
Well, the last Friday of the month, which will be October 24th, we will have this record on display on the second floor of the Registry of Deeds, our colonial record space, and you're welcome to come and join us.
That sounds terrific. And again, that's the Plymouth County Register of Deeds, John Buckley. Thanks so much for joining us today.
All right, take care, Christine.
You too. We'll be back with